Get ready for this one. We're talking about a project that's like, imagine if Eurovision, but for digital education.
Yeah.
That's that cool.
Yeah. We're diving deep into ADAPT today.
Okay.
And it's not just about, like, teaching young Europeans how to use the latest apps.
Right.
It's about giving them a whole life upgrade.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because so many initiatives focus on just the hard skills, how to code, how to use a specific software, that kind of thing.
Yeah, the technical stuff.
Exactly. But ADAPT, they're really tackling this head on, that it's not enough to just exist in a digital world.
Yeah.
You've got to have the skills to thrive.
Absolutely. So, like, level up your life, not just your tech skills.
That's it. And that means blending those hard tech skills with this, like, adaptable mindset, the kind of thing you're all about. I think that's what makes it so fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
So cut to the chase. What exactly is ADAPT?
So ADAPT stands for Advancing Digital Abilities and Personal Thriving. It's a bit of a mouthful, but it gets the point across. And, importantly, it's an Erasmus project.
Okay, so we're talking pan-European collaboration here.
Exactly. Think of it like this. The digital world, it's changing faster than ever, and education, it often struggles to keep up. ADAPT is about making sure education isn't just catching up, but it's actually ahead of the curve, anticipating what's next.
Yeah, like future-proofing education, basically.
Exactly.
And they're not doing this with, like, some boring textbook approach.
Oh, no, not at all. They're actually creating a living, breathing e-book.
What? Like an e-book that updates itself?
Kind of. It's called 11 Rules for Life, a practical guide to thriving. And it's constantly evolving as new voices and experiences get added to it.
I love that. It's like a never-ending story, but for, like, thriving in the digital age.
Exactly. And that's what's so cool about it, that collaborative spirit. It's bringing together all these diverse perspectives, just like we're doing now, to create something way richer than any one person could achieve alone.
Okay, speaking of diverse perspectives, let's meet the team making all this magic happen. We've got Austria, Poland, Portugal, and Estonia, each bringing their A game to the table.
And each, like, their own superpower. It's fascinating how their unique strengths are woven into, like, the DNA of ADAPT.
Okay, now you have to elaborate on that.
All right. So Austria, for example, they're like the tech innovation hub of the project.
Right.
Knowing how much you love AI, this is right up your alley.
Oh, you know me so well. Hit me with it.
They're all about integrating AI into education, but in really creative, innovative ways.
So not just like robots teaching kids how to code.
No. Think more like using AI tools like ChatGPT. You know that one, right?
Of course.
To personalize learning or exploring how AI-generated music can boost creativity.
Wait, hold up. AI music. Like the computer's writing symphonies now.
I know, right? It's wild. But it's really about using these cutting-edge tools to make learning more engaging, more effective.
Not just to replace teachers with robots.
Exactly. Now, let's jump over to Poland. They are the creative powerhouses of the group. Design-focused, bursting with energy. In fact, they won the contest to design the ADAPT logo.
Oh, wow. Talk about making a statement right out of the gate.
Right. And the logo is great, really captures the whole vibe of ADAPT, but it was more than just aesthetics. The logo competition was a brilliant way to get students involved right from day one.
Love it. Building that excitement early on. Okay, so what about Portugal? They're always known for their warmth and hospitality.
100%. And they really went above and beyond to make everyone feel welcome, which is so key when you're trying to foster genuine cultural exchange, right?
Absolutely. So what was the vibe like? Paint us a picture.
Imagine a mix of intense brainstorming sessions, hands-on workshops, and then boom, you're exploring the beautiful Portuguese coast together.
Sounds amazing.
It was the perfect embodiment of that personal thriving aspect of ADAPT. Creating an environment where you could, let your guard down a bit, connect with people, learn, grow, all of it.
Okay, sold. Now, last but not least, we have Estonia.
The digital pioneers. If it's digital, Estonia's doing it and doing it well. They bring so much expertise to ADAPT. It's really inspiring.
So we've got our dream team assembled, each with their own superpowers. But how did this all play out in the real world?
Well, think of it as a story unfolding one chapter at a time. And the first chapter begins in Austria.
Austria, the land of Mozart, stunning mountains, and now, like, a digital education summit.
Right.
What actually happened at this first big ADAPT meetup?
Okay, picture this. You've got this group of, like, super passionate educators from all 4 countries, all in one room, just bursting with ideas.
Okay, I'm picturing it.
This meeting was where ADAPT really started to come together.
So it was like a think tank, but for, the future of education.
Exactly. They were hammering out the main goals, the logistics, like the nitty-gritty stuff. But they also get their hands dirty, actually experimenting with the tech.
Love that. Hands-on learning for the win.
The Austrian team, they introduced everyone to this platform called e-twinning.
Okay, hold up. For those of us who aren't like fluent in education speak, what is e-twinning?
Think of it like Facebook, but specifically for teachers across Europe. It's all about sharing resources, brainstorming, collaborating on projects.
Gotcha. So it's what makes this whole international collaboration thing actually work.
Pretty much. So they were on e-twinning, swapping ideas, and then things got even more interesting.
Do tell.
They dove headfirst into exploring those specific AI tools. Remember those aha moments you love?
Oh, yeah.
They were happening left and right. They were introduced to Microsoft Copilot, which can be a game changer for like writing and coding. And then there's Suno.
Suno.
Rings a bell. It lets you create AI-generated music.
Whoa, hold on. AI music, like the computer's composing its own Mozart now.
I know, right? It's mind-blowing. But it's so cool to see how it can be integrated into education, how it sparks creativity. They even started creating like prototype ebooks using this platform called Book Creator. They were experimenting with how AI can make learning more personalized.
It's one thing to talk about AI in theory, but actually seeing educators using it in a practical way to create engaging content, that's what makes this project so powerful.
Absolutely. And it wasn't all work and no play. They explored the beautiful city of Graz. Imagine soaking up the local Austrian vibe.
Maybe enjoying some Sacritours.
Exactly. It's all about that balance, right?
Yeah.
Work hard, play hard. Adapt isn't just about the digital, it's about thriving as a whole person.
Totally. Okay, so that was Austria. What's next on the Adapt World Tour?
Next up, sunny Portugal.
Bring on the pastel de nata. So what went down in Portugal?
This time, it wasn't just the teachers. They brought the students in on the action, too.
No way. Students from all 4 countries.
Yep. Flew them in for a full week of immersive learning and cross-cultural exchange.
Wow, that's some serious dedication to the project. Getting everyone over to Portugal must have been a logistical nightmare.
Seriously. But it shows how committed they were to this idea. They knew that actually connecting with each other face-to-face was crucial.
So what were some of the highlights of this Portuguese adventure?
Well, they continued that deep dive into the world of AI. The Austrian teacher led a workshop on ChatGPT, Canva, even Gemini. Imagine students from all these different backgrounds all working together, troubleshooting, creating amazing designs.
They basically formed their own little international tech startup.
Right. And while that was happening, the teachers, they got to explore beautiful Aveiro, even hit up Costa Nova Beach.
Okay, I'm sensing a theme here. Work hard, play hard. It sounds like the perfect balance.
They definitely nailed it. And get this, many of the students got to stay with Portuguese host families.
Oh, wow. Talk about cultural immersion.
Right. Imagine sharing meals, practicing language skills, experiencing daily life in a whole new way.
Those kinds of experiences are irreplaceable. It's one thing to read about different cultures in a textbook, but to actually live it, even for a short while, that's what sticks with you.
100%. And they ended each day with traditional Portuguese dinners.
I'm getting hungry just thinking about it.
But it was more than just the food. It was about coming together as a team, building those relationships. That sense of community was everywhere, from the icebreaker activities at the beginning to like their final reflections on the experience.
It sounds like they really created something special, so they had these amazing experiences. But what about the actual outcomes? What do they create from all this collaboration?
That's the best part. They're not just talking the talk. Remember that 11 Rules for Life ebook we mentioned?
A constantly updated guide to thriving.
That's the one. It's one of the major outcomes of the project.
So it's like they took everything they were learning and experiencing and turned it into this like practical handbook.
Exactly.
What kind of stuff does it cover?
It's meant to be a holistic guide to thriving in the digital age, so it's got everything. You'll find practical tips on using AI, reflections on well-being in a digital world, all of it.
I have a feeling this isn't your average ebook.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's infused with that Adapt DNA, the collaboration, the focus on personal growth, all of it.
100%. It's not just about handing over information. It's about starting conversations, getting young people thinking critically. How can we use this technology in a good way? What are the potential downsides? These are important questions. Adapt is making sure young people are part of the discussion.
It's about giving them a voice, not just making them passive users of technology. Love it.
Right. And it's not just the ebook. Remember all those workshops on AI and digital skills? Those were about giving the students real, practical skills they can actually use.
So not just theoretical stuff they'll never use again.
Exactly. They're learning Canva, e-twinning, even how to compose their own AI music. And these are skills that go beyond the tech, you know?
What do you mean?
They're learning how to collaborate with people from totally different backgrounds, how to communicate their ideas clearly, how to solve problems. These are essential skills for anything, not just tech.
So true. No matter what they end up doing in life, these are the skills that will help them succeed.
Exactly. And it's not even just the skills themselves. It's about developing the right mindset, a growth mindset, a collaborative spirit, you know? That passion for lifelong learning, that's what ADAPT is all about.
It's about giving them the tools they need, not just to survive, but to thrive.
Yeah.
Okay, we've talked a lot about tech, but what about the human side of things? How does ADAPT approach well-being?
Well, they've built it right into the core of the project.
In what way?
It's everywhere. They emphasize face-to-face interaction, they make time for cultural exchange, they incorporate outdoor activities, moments of reflection. It's all about reminding everyone that well-being is non-negotiable. It has to be a part of the equation.
So it's about that balance again, right? The digital and the physical,
Yes.
work and play, finding that harmony.
Exactly. True well-being is holistic. It's about taking care of your mind, your body, your spirit, your connection to other people.
And that's something that traditional education models often miss, don't they?
All too often. But ADAPT is different. They're showing us that learning can be rigorous and deeply fulfilling at the same time.
I'm inspired. This is just the beginning for ADAPT, right? What's next after Austria and Portugal?
Next stop, Poland.
Okay, spill it. What do they have planned?
The Polish team is known for being incredibly innovative, so I'm sure they have some surprises up their sleeves. Let's just say the world of digital learning is constantly evolving, and ADAPT is committed to staying ahead of the curve. Think immersive virtual reality, gamified learning. They're exploring it all.
They're creating the future of education. I love it.
And the best part is they're sharing everything they learn and create. The ebook, the AI workshops, the well-being strategies. It's all designed to be shared with other educators.
They're not just building a project, they're starting a movement.
This is incredible. So we've journeyed from Austria, the land of Mozart and mountains, to the beaches of Portugal.
What the adventure?
And now we're on the edge of our seats waiting to see what happens in Poland. But for you, what's been the most remarkable thing about ADAPT so far? You know, for me, it's got to be the ambition of it all. I mean, they could have just thrown together an ebook, done a few workshops, and called it a day.
Yeah, check all the boxes.
Exactly. But ADAPT's on another level. It's like they're creating a whole new blueprint for digital education, you know? Blending that cutting-edge tech with the cultural exchange, the well-being. It's really something else.
Totally. It's like they're saying, we're not just going to prepare you for a future, we're going to prepare you for any future. Because those skills, the collaboration, that digital fluency, being able to adapt, that's what matters, right? No matter what crazy stuff the world throws at you.
You got it. And I think that's why they emphasize the well-being aspect so much. It's easy to get caught up in all the cool tech stuff, but you can't forget about the human side of things.
Right? You can have all the gadgets in the world, but if you're burnt out and miserable, what's the point?
Exactly. And knowing your passion for personal growth alongside all the knowledge stuff, this part must really resonate with you.
It totally does. It's like this reminder that even in this digital age, we can't forget those basic human needs. Connection, purpose, a sense of belonging, they all matter. And ADAPT gets that, you know? They're weaving those needs right into how they're approaching digital learning.
Right. It's refreshing. And it brings us back to that living document, the ebook. It's not just a how-to guide for using AI. It makes you think about the bigger picture. The ethics, the potential downsides. These are conversations we should all be having.
Totally. And ADAPT's making sure young people are a part of that conversation, which is so important.
It's about giving them a voice, right? So they're not just passively consuming technology, they're actively shaping it. It reminds me of that Neil Postman quote, "Technology is not neutral. We're inside of what we make, and it's inside of us."
Whoa, that's deep.
Right. But ADAPT gets it. They're encouraging young people not just to use technology, but to question it, push its limits, make it their own.
That's so powerful. And they're doing it in a way that's so joyful. The collaboration, the multicultural aspect, it's like they're saying the future of education can be fun.
Exactly. ADAPT's proof that you can learn anywhere, anytime, with anyone. It's about breaking down those walls and expanding what's possible.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, It's been a journey, hasn't it?
It has.
I'm left feeling really optimistic, honestly. You hear so much about the doom and gloom of education these days, but ADAPT is like a breath of fresh air. They're showing us what can happen when you embrace new ideas, when you collaborate, when you actually believe in what young people can do.
Couldn't have said it better myself. ADAPT isn't just a project. It's hope for the future of education. That's what it feels like to me.
And on that hopeful note, we'll leave you with this. What small step can you take today to bring a little bit of that way, adapt energy into your own life? Maybe connect with someone from a different culture, play around with a new tech tool, or just take a break and recharge. Every little thing adds up, you know? Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.